Now we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, food. Yeah, food. Over here on tour, we've got good food and lots of it. And when I say lots of it, I mean lots of it, okay? In most places of the world, they give you a smaller portion size and a smaller price. Over here, they give you a moderate price and a massive, huge portion of food. You'll be surprised at how much there is on your plate when you get it that first time you're over here. It's a lot of food, okay? Don't worry, you ain't going to go hungry on the tour. One way to deal with this, though, is if there's two people, one person should order an entree, another person order an appetizer, and then share it. That way you're not wasting a bunch of food, and you're not breaking the bank either. It'll be cheaper, you won't waste food, but you still get a good dinner or lunch. So that's a good way to do it. That's what I suggest. Works out for a lot of people. If it's just you on your own, if you're hungry, yeah, get the full entree. If you're not that hungry, well then get yourself a appetizer and a drink. You should be fine with that. You can always order another appetizer, of course, or dessert, my favorite. So that's a great way to deal with it, okay? Another thing I should mention with the big portion sizes, don't have a big lunch. During the day, I do not recommend having a big lunch. Don't have that triple cheeseburger with bacon, the onion rings, and the french fries, okay? Because that's going to make you feel lethargic. That's going to slow you down. You're just going to want to take a nap after that, okay? It only takes about 20-30 minutes, and you're trying to stay awake, especially if you're still jet lagged. So I don't recommend having a big lunch. Have a lighter lunch. Have a sandwich with no side, or have a bowl of soup, or a salad. Typically, I just have salads. That works out great for me, okay? So don't have that big lunch. It's just going to make you tired. You're going to want to fall asleep on the bike. That's okay if you're the passenger, but if you're the rider, no sleeping on the bike. It's not allowed, okay? So have a reasonable lunch. Have that big meal at dinner time. That's when you get the triple cheeseburger or that giant steak or all the other stuff you want to eat. That's when you do it, because then you just got to walk your way back to the hotel and pass out, okay? So avoid the big meals during the day. Save those for the end of the day. Also, speaking of getting fatigued and tired from a big meal, especially at lunch, what I do to combat this is I usually have these little 5-hour energy drinks. They're just little bottles. They're only about 2 ounces. They've got the equivalent of 2 cups of coffee, B6 and B12 vitamins, and niacin. It's just enough of an energy drink to pep you up, keep you alert, and keep you observant while you're riding, and is not overkill. It's not like you're going to get to the hotel and can't sleep that night. They're usually just enough to get you through to the afternoon until we get to the hotel. You'll still be able to sleep that night. They're called 5-hour energy drinks. You can get them in the petrol stations or in convenience stores. I typically have a supply of them on the support vehicle as well. Just ask, I'll sell them to you for a couple of bucks because that's what they cost me. I buy them in bulk. But those little energy drinks can make the world of difference, especially if you're still jet lagged for those first couple days. If you get to the afternoon and you can barely keep your eyes open, ask for them. You know, they help a lot, okay? Speaking of which, during the day, while we're going, you feel like you want a snack. What we have in the support vehicle is a bucket, and we've got apples and oranges for snacks for everybody. They're complimentary. You don't have to ask. Just help yourself. They're great snacks, and they help fill you up just long enough until it's time to eat again, okay? So they're free. They're complimentary. Just help yourself. Just ask the support guide or the tour guide. They'll be happy to say, oh, yeah, they're right over there. Help yourself, okay? But if you do want something else, what I recommend is avoiding sugar snacks, okay? Candy bars, notorious for this, or anything high in sugar. The problem with them is it causes a blood sugar spike and then a crash later on. It only lasts half an hour, maybe an hour at most, before you feel worse than you did before you had that snack, okay? So I recommend avoiding the sugary snacks. Go with proteins. Go with something that's going to last a little longer. My favorite is beef jerky. It's really tasty, lasts a long time, and you get that little bit of an energy boost, but it prolongs it. It's just not a sudden rush of energy and then a crash. It prolongs it. Also, they have cheese snacks, things like string cheese, little packs with bits of cheese in them. Also, I recommend nuts, almonds, cashews, peanuts, things like that. They have little packets of them. Get those. Have those for a snack because those last longer as well. Okay? So if you want a snack, avoid the high sugar stuff. Get something a little more healthful. Okay? Next is occasionally we will do a picnic lunch. We'll go to a grocery store or a Walmart in the morning, and then we will pick up a picnic lunch. They almost always have pre-made sandwiches, salads, cut up fruit, cut up vegetables, and of course you've got the crisps and the chips and everything and the drinks, everything you need there. We'll pick that up, put it in the support vehicle, go for the morning, stop for lunch, and have a nice picnic in a beautiful spot. Okay? So, and it's a lot of fun, and it's different than just going to a restaurant all the time. We don't do it a lot, but on a lot of the tours we do it. It is nice to do occasionally. So we will have a picnic every once in a while. Last thing I should mention is when we get to the hotel that evening, the tour guide is going to go in, get the keys for the group, come back out, have the rider meeting. At the rider meeting, they're going to tell you where they recommend for dinner, what's in the area, what to have. They might even warn you about a place that we've had problems with to avoid. Okay, so listen to them. If you have any questions, please ask. We'll be happy to point you in the right direction. If you want barbecue, oh, it's over there. If you want seafood, it's over there. We'll be happy to help you out. Just ask. That's all you got to do. And speaking of which, if you have any questions, problems, need to know anything, get in touch with us, drop us an email, give us a phone call. We're happy to help. So that's about it for now for food. In the meantime, remember, keep the rubber on the road and the shiny side out.